Hello everybody and welcome back to another Destiny 2 build video. Now I know it's been a while since I've done one of these because I was waiting for the 30th anniversary and it did not disappoint. We have the return of Gjallarhorn and we have all the new weapons including the Forerunner, which is the Halo Magnum, and today we're going to be looking at a Gjallarhorn build which is going to increase its damage by 55%. Before we get into that, I just want to say that I'm sorry for taking a long break. I was waiting for the 30th anniversary to add some new things so I can make some new videos. I have a few more ideas left, but I'm running out, so I'm going to start asking for ideas, build ideas. Obviously, with the PvP meta changes, some people might have some ideas for that, and I'm going to try them out if need be. Secondly, the support, always appreciate it. Liking, commenting, subscribing, it all is super, super helpful for me. Now today we're going to be talking about a Warlock build that uses Gjallarhorn. Particularly, we're going to look at a Well build that uses Gjallarhorn to increase the damage to, make it easier to hit that 55% mark. Alright, first things first, let's talk about Gjallarhorn itself. Gjallarhorn is the exotic rocket launcher that you can get out of from doing a quest, and also doing the new dungeon Grasp Avarice. If you haven't done it yet, I would recommend finding a team. It is so much fun to do. So Gjallarhorn comes with the exotic trait Wolfpack rounds. Rounds fired split into tracking cluster missiles upon detonation. It's just your standard, just super aggressive cluster missiles. If you played D1, you know how infamous this weapon was. And now, what Bungie did is they gave it an interesting perk. The perk on this thing is called Pack Hunter. Gain increased handling, reload speed when standing near allies. Firing this weapon also grants Wolfpack rounds to nearby allies wielding non-exotic rocket launchers. So essentially, if only one person technically needs to use Gjallarhorn. If you're using like a Royal Entry, a Hazen's Vengeance, a Hothead, Ascendancy, anything like that, you're going to be granted Wolfpack rounds when your friendly using Gjallarhorn fires. This is huge for, like say, I don't know, let's say if you're a Bubble Titan and you want to use the same build, you can use a Royal Entry or any other Void rocket launcher in your arsenal, and you can still get Wolfpack rounds out of this. So it's really, really helpful. It's a really nice little, support style perk on a very aggressive weapon. Now, to increase the damage on Gjallarhorn, we are going to take a look at a handful of things. One of which is just being on a Warlock and running Well of Radiance. Now, the base damage for Gjallarhorn is 71,519. Now, I'm not counting any Wolfpack rounds because they get a little hard to track and they get a little hard to count. So, by adding just the Well of Radiance, we go up to 89,398, which is a 25% increase in damage, which is already a huge number when you consider that most damage phases, which is where this weapon is going to be used, takes place inside of a well. So you're automatically getting a 25% buff in damage. The next thing that I wanted to look at was a Charged with Light mod called Argent Ordnance. While charged with light, readying or firing a rocket launcher grants it increased damage and reload speed. Damaging a combatant with a rocket consumes 1 stack of Charged with Light. So now if you become Charged with Light, now again, if you are on the team with the well, you can just pick up one of the orbs that is dropped by the well with taking charge, and you will become Charged with Light, allowing yourself to make use of the Argent Ordnance mod. Now this does stack. However, when you stack it with just ×2, it's not going to equal anything. The buff from the well and the buff from 2 times Argent Ordnance is not going to stack. It does the same amount of damage as it would just be with just a normal well. I don't know about 3 or more times because I didn't test it, because I have another way we're going to buff this damage and actually able it to stack, which is what we're going to talk about. Next, we have the Elemental Well side of things, which you're going to want a way to become, or not become Charged with Light, that's later, to drop Elemental Wells. I used Elemental Ordnance. It's my favorite. It's as simple as getting a grenade kill. It is literally get a grenade kill and drop an Elemental Well matching your subclass energy type, in which this case it is Solar. Now we're going to combine that with Font of Might. picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type grants a temporary bonus to weapon damage of that same element type. Convenient. We're getting elemental charge with light, or elemental wells, and Gjallarhorn just happens to be a solar weapon. Now, by using Font of Might, it increases the damage of Gjallarhorn to 89,398, the same as a well, which is a 25, 24, 25% buff, which is still really huge. So now, if you want to use this on any other subclass type or any other class, basically, with a Solar Hunter or a Solar Titan, you now have the ability to match the well bonus. But we aren't just, not using the well for show. There's a reason why we're using it. So now let's talk about bringing all of this together. So you want to be able to use Font of Might and Argent Ordnance. So we're going to take Elemental Ordnance, which is the grenade dropping elemental wells, and we're going to take Elemental Charge, which allows you to become charged with light by picking up one of these elemental wells. So now we have the way to get your Font of Might and become charged with light. So when you combine Font of Might and Argent Ordnance, that brings the damage of Gjallarhorn up to 107,278, which is a 50% buff to Gjallarhorn's damage, which is already huge. You don't need a well for that. It's already a really big damage. It's 50% damage. It's huge. But when we add Font of Might, Argent Ordnance, and Well of Radiance, we get 111,747 damage, which is a 55% increase in damage to your Gjallarhorn. So by combining those things and getting, charged with light and allowing yourself to be able to pick up your Font of Might, you're going to be doing 55% damage to targets. Now, granted, the Font of might be a little out there, so don't always worry about that, because between Argent Ordnance and Well of Radiance, you're going to get, a fair bit. I believe it's like 40% damage increase, 45% damage increase with just those two things, put together. So don't stress yourself out about the Font of Might. But with that being said, that is the video. I hope you can take it and use it and allow Gjallarhorn to just absolutely shine beyond what it already does. You've probably already seen videos of it just absolutely wrecking every single boss in the game. I'm hoping it stays like this, because Gjallarhorn, it's a strong weapon and it's nostalgic, and I need it, it needs to stay strong. Just for that, general aspect of it being nostalgic and everybody remembering it absolutely tearing through every activity they ran back in its heyday. But with that being said, I hope everybody enjoys the 30th anniversary, enjoys the weather, whether it's really, really cold, snowy, or whatever. It snowed here all day the other day. But with that being said, I hope everybody has a good week.